All right, so we're diving into the world of handyman work today.
Okay.
If you're looking to really understand what it takes to make it in this field,
Yeah.
we've got a really interesting deep dive for you today.
Yeah.
We're going deep into RoleCatcher's career guides for handymen, and
Okay.
it's fascinating stuff, let me tell you.
Really interesting.
Way more than just fixing that leaky faucet.
It really is. Yeah. People underestimate what it takes to be a handyman.
Yeah.
The amount of knowledge a good handyman needs is incredible. I mean,
Really?
we're talking like understanding how a house is built, all the systems that keep it running smoothly,
Right.
and even like staying updated on the new tech, because that's changing everything.
So it's more than just knowing how to use a wrench then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm intrigued. RoleCatcher actually mentioned that technology is changing the handyman scene.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are we talking about here? Robot apprentices.
Not quite robots yet, but, we're getting there, I guess. It's amazing how much tech is in our homes these days.
Right.
Imagine, using your tablet to figure out what's wrong with a heating system.
Wow.
Or getting an alert because a client's smart leak detector went off. That's on your phone.
Oh, wow.
Even just apps to connect with potential clients in the area.
Oh, interesting.
It's a lot.
So it's like having a digital toolkit alongside the traditional one.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And it's not just about convenience either, though that is a big part of it.
Right.
But all this tech helps handymen work more efficiently, provide better service. They can stay organized, scheduling, invoicing.
Right.
It really changes how the whole industry operates.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a good handyman needs to be pretty tech savvy these days.
Yeah,
Not just good with their hands.
definitely.
Speaking of which, what are some of those must-have skills that someone would need to really excel in this career?
Well, RoleCatcher highlights a really interesting mix of things. Of course, there's the core mechanical skills.
Right. You need to know how plumbing, electrical, all those systems work.
Right, the basics.
HVAC, that's a big one. But then there are these other things that maybe people don't think about as much, like
Like what?
understanding building codes and safety regulations.
Okay.
Really important for getting the job done right.
Building codes.
Yeah,
Can you break down why those are important for someone just starting out?
sure. Building codes are basically like a set of rules to make sure a building is safe and sound structurally.
Okay.
They dictate things like what materials you're allowed to use, how electrical wiring has to be installed,
Interesting.
even like the slope of a roof, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for a handyman, knowing these codes inside and out is crucial.
Right.
Means your work is up to standard, it's safe for everyone, really important.
Makes sense. Don't want to be the handyman who accidentally creates more problems because you missed a step in the code book.
Exactly, yeah, big liability.
So we've got these technical skills.
Right.
But what about the people side of things? That's where it gets interesting, I think.
Oh.
RoleCatcher really emphasizes the importance of what they call soft skills.
Okay.
Things like communication, problem solving, even just having a good dose of patience.
I can imagine those would be crucial, especially when you're dealing with homeowners who might be stressed out.
For sure.
Potentially messy situations. Who knows what you're walking into?
It's true.
How do those skills actually play out in a typical day for a handyman?
Well, think about it. You're entering someone's home, often on a day when something's not working right.
Right,
They might be frustrated, worried about how much it's going to cost to fix it.
right,
Maybe they just don't understand what needs to be done.
right.
Being able to explain the problem clearly, offer solutions, manage those expectations,
Yeah,
it's just as important as knowing how to actually fix the issue in a lot of ways.
absolutely.
Like an
All part of the job.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you almost become like a therapist in a way, right?
Yeah, there's definitely an element of that.
You're not just fixing a leaky faucet, you're also diffusing a potentially stressful situation.
Right.
Being able to put people at ease seems like a valuable skill.
For sure. A handyman who can build that trust and rapport with clients,
Right.
that's going to go a long way.
Absolutely.
Speaking of going a long way, RoleCatcher outlines these different career stages of a handyman.
Okay.
And it's interesting. It's not just like a one-size-fits-all career path. There's actually,
This is what I'm really curious about, actually.
Oh.
Where do you even begin? Like, what does that progression look like?
yeah, so they break it down into 4 main stages.
Okay.
You've got entry-level, junior handyman, then experienced handyman,
Okay.
and then finally you reach the senior handyman level.
Senior handyman, interesting.
Each stage builds on the last. You gain skills, experience, more responsibility as you go.
It's like leveling up in a video game or something.
Exactly, yeah.
Except instead of, getting magical powers, you're getting real-world expertise.
That's a good way to put it.
I like it.
Yeah.
So let's start with that first level, entry-level handyman.
Okay.
What does that even mean?
So at this stage, it's all about learning the ropes, you know? You're probably assisting more experienced handymen, getting comfortable with the tools,
Right.
tackling smaller tasks, maybe under supervision, things like that.
Think of
You're
it,
like an apprenticeship.
right?
You're soaking up knowledge, building that foundation.
So even if someone has zero experience coming in,
Yeah,
there's a way to get started.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
You could offer to help friends or family with small projects, volunteer for community organizations, see if there are any apprenticeships, helper positions.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, with established handymen.
Okay.
The key is just to show enthusiasm, that willingness to learn,
Right.
show a genuine interest in the work.
Get those reps in, even if it's just fixing a squeaky door. Right?
Exactly. Got to start somewhere.
So once you've got some experience, what does a junior handyman look like?
So this is where you start to take on more responsibility.
Right.
Maybe you're handling smaller jobs independently now, like repairing fences,
Right.
installing fixtures, maybe doing some minor plumbing or electrical work.
So you're kind of branching out a little bit.
Yeah, you're building your confidence, refining those skills. You have to really develop your problem-solving abilities.
Right. Because every job is going to be different.
Exactly. Yeah, no two are the same.
It's that classic learning by doing approach.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, maybe with slightly higher stakes than assembling that IKEA bookshelf.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. The stakes are a little higher.
Right. And this is where those soft skills we talked about, they really come into play even more.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
You're interacting with clients more directly. You're explaining your work,
Right, you're the face of the operation now.
troubleshooting issues, making sure they're happy.
Exactly, yeah. Customer service is huge.
So you're not just showcasing your technical abilities anymore.
Yeah.
You're building a reputation.
Right.
That reliability, that trustworthiness.
It's all connected.
I can see how that would be key for moving to those higher levels.
Oh, for sure.
So you've made it, you're an experienced handyman now.
All right, you're moving up in the world.
What does it take to get to that level?
Well, at this point, you've built a solid track record, you know?
Right.
You're known for your quality work. You might be managing bigger projects,
Okay.
maybe leading small teams. Even,
Yeah, so you're managing people now too.
yeah, you might even start to specialize in a specific area,
Oh, specialization. Interesting.
like kitchen renovations, custom carpentry, something like that.
Does RoleCatcher have any insights into whether it's better to specialize or not?
Yeah, they do. They actually say that specializing can really help you stand out,
Okay.
especially in a competitive market, which a lot of places are.
Right.
And it often lets you charge a premium for your expertise.
Sure, you're the go-to person for that thing.
Right. Like maybe you love working with wood and you become known for intricate trim work.
Right, you're the trim person.
Exactly. Or you're fascinated by all this new tech and you focus on installing smart home systems.
Okay, so you've mastered your craft.
Mm-hmm.
You've honed in on your niche. What's next? What's the top?
Well, the top of the handyman ladder, I guess you could say.
The CEO of handyman work.
Well, not quite CEO, but pretty close.
Okay.
The senior handyman level,
Right.
this is about leadership. It's about management.
Okay.
You might be overseeing multiple projects at once,
Right.
managing a whole team of handymen,
Wow.
maybe working closely with contractors and property managers.
Okay, so it's a whole other ball game.
It is. You're thinking strategically. You're managing budgets.
Right.
Making sure there's quality control, building those long-term relationships.
Less about the hands-on work, more about that bigger picture.
Exactly. It takes a different skill set, but it can be really rewarding.
It's amazing to see how far you can go from starting as like the helper
Mm-hmm. Humble beginnings.
to potentially running the whole operation. That's pretty cool.
It is. It's pretty impressive, the trajectory.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's talk about the future of this career path.
Okay. Yeah.
Because with all this talk about automation, AI, is there even going to be a need for handymen in the years to come?
That's a great question.
Is a robot going to come and take your tool belt?
Right. Exactly. Are we going to be obsolete?
What does RoleCatcher say?
Well, they actually address that directly in their guides.
Okay, so what's the verdict?
Okay.
So what's the verdict?
Well, it seems like the demand for skilled handymen is going to remain strong.
Really?
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
That's surprising, I would have thought, with all the advancements in technology and stuff,
Right.
that a lot of those tasks would just be automated by now?
It's interesting because technology can help with efficiency.
Right.
Can't replace everything.
Right.
You still need that human judgment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Problem-solving skills, every house is different.
Right.
Every job is going to have its own quirks. You need a real person to assess that situation.
Right, someone who can think on their feet
Exactly.
and adapt if something unexpected happens.
You gotta find creative solutions sometimes.
So it's that ability to troubleshoot in real time that's going to keep handymen in demand.
For sure. Plus, let's be honest, when something breaks in your home, you want a real person there to tell you it's going to be okay, explain what's going on, make sure it gets done right.
Yeah, it's reassuring, for sure.
There's a level of trust. There's a
Absolutely.
personal connection you just can't replace with technology.
Right, especially with older homes or homes with unique features or anything like that.
Exactly.
Technology can only take you so far.
For sure.
And then what about, like, new construction?
Oh, that's another good point.
Because those homes still need.
Absolutely. As long as there's new construction, new buildings going up.
You need someone to do all that.
Yeah, all the installations, the maintenance, the repairs.
Right, so it sounds like a career path with some real staying power then.
I think so. Yeah, RoleCatcher seems to think so too.
They mentioned that having a diverse skill set is really important
Mm-hmm.
to increase those job opportunities.
Makes sense.
But is it better to specialize? Or should someone starting out just try to be kind of a jack of all trades?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think having a broad range of skills when you're first starting out is definitely valuable.
Right. Makes you more versatile.
Exactly. It opens up more job possibilities early on.
Right. You can try different things out.
But as you get more experience and you figure out what you really like,
Right.
specializing can be a really great way to stand out.
Right. You become the expert.
Exactly. And you can often command higher rates too because you have that specialized knowledge.
So you can kind of start broad and then niche down as you go, it sounds like.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Okay, before we wrap up our deep dive here into the world of handyman work,
Okay.
what's one piece of advice you would give to someone who's maybe considering this career path?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think the biggest thing is to embrace lifelong learning.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because this field is constantly changing.
Right. There's always something new.
There are new technologies, new materials, building codes get updated.
Right.
The most successful handymen I know,
Yeah.
they're curious, they're adaptable, they're always willing to learn something new.
So really, if you enjoy working with your hands,
Yeah.
solving problems, taking pride in a job well done,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not afraid to kind of learn new things as you go, this could be a really good career path.
Absolutely. It offers a lot of stability,
Right.
potential for growth, and there's a lot of satisfaction that comes
That's
from
right.
using your skills to help people, you know?
Right. It's tangible.
Yeah, you do something, you fix something, it's right there for you to see.
You make people happy.
You do. You solve their problems. Sometimes it's stressful situations like we talked about.
Right. You're saving the day.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, you're a lifesaver.
And you never know what each day is going to bring.
That's the truth. Every day is different. Every house is like a new puzzle to solve.
I kind of like that. That's pretty cool.
It's definitely not boring, that's for sure.
All right. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of handyman work.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully you found it insightful, maybe even inspiring.
Yeah, I hope so.
Until next time, thanks for listening.